Peace. Welcome back to Grand Strains. This is your boy Juice Wanna. As you know, this is politics. Well, hold on a minute. Right? Politics as usual. Don't forget to check out my book, Street Kelsey, Knock 'em Out the Box. Available on Amazon Books and other platforms. Right? Now, in this, we will be talking about, hold on, as you see down here, an ex-cop found guilty on multiple counts, which ain't really the point, more than the fact of his explanation of why he did it, right? So let's get into this story. Let me get back up here, show y'all what I'm looking at real quick. Right, ex-cop found guilty of multiple counts related to the Capitol riots, said he was drinking too much and reading articles fed to him by Facebook allograms. Algorithm. I don't know. Okay. All right. Oh, pardon me. Take me back. Put this way. I think. Oh wait, hold on. I want to show you this guy real quick. All right. There you go. Take me away. All right. There you go. Right there. All right. Now, but first I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna get into. All right. He got the middle finger up. See him with his middle finger there. All right. Okay. Let's get into this. Now that picture was provided by U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington. DCJ Jacob Frickley on the left and Thomas Robert posed by a statue inside the Capitol on January 6, 2021. Prosecutors said U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C. Right? A former police officer who was convicted on multiple counts related to participating in the Capitol riots said he was under stress, drinking too much, and in a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories leading to the insurrection. Right? No, insurrection. Let me forgive me for, insurgent, but it's insurrection, right? Here's my thing. In all of your statement, right, you still not saying how did everybody know to go that day? How was inside all of this, stuff that you was seeing on Facebook and all of that? Where was the information that told you, okay, January 6th is the day? That's what everybody is leaving out. I hear we're going through this stuff. Let's hear what he had to say. He said, right, this is Thomas Robertson, 49, was a police officer in Rocky Mount, Virginia, but was fired shortly after his arrest in January 2001. In April, he was found guilty by a jury on 6 counts, including obstruction of official proceedings in entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds while carrying a dangerous weapon. All right. Now, this is a man who was still working. He was still a police officer. He was still all of these things, right? In a letter filed Thursday, ahead of his sentencing, Robertson said he took responsibility for what he did, but wanted to make the judge aware of things that may have contributed to his state of mind before and on January 6, 2021. Months before the attack, Robertson said he became the primary caretaker of an older friend who had brain cancer. In addition to being a police sergeant, the small farmer, in small farmer, the older friend was a vocal and enthusiastic Trump supporter, and as a result of caring for him, I was exposed to a lot of pro Trump, anti Biden media. I'm not gonna say that's not true. I know a lot of white people and black people who spew the pro Trump, and a lot of these ADOS people might I add, right? And anti Biden media. There's a guy, what's his name? Um Young Pharaoh. He was even, making these threats and supporting that system. I'm surprised they ain't go after him. I'm surprised there hasn't been no footage or anything of him. That's who they need to go check out. In my opinion, you need to go check out Young Pharaoh. Why was nobody aware of, his statements? He had a video called deep space or deep space or something like that, where deep state, where he was basically in full support of this, and this was all before the the insurrection. So if it was up to me, I would have him investigated. Right? Months before the attack, Robinson said he became the primary, Trump, okay. Robinson said the stress he was experiencing caused him to drink more than he ever had before, adding that shameful social media posts he made leading up to the January 6th were a product of stress, alcohol abuse, and submersion in deep rabbit hole of election conspiracy theory. I'm not saying that ain't possible. I'm saying then every black person who's ever been arrested, right? The oh baby need new shoes and all of this. Why can't these things be used on these same officers? If the police officer can now experience that, what about the struggles that, black people go through on a regular basis that they say this is the reason why they took on this life of crime? The bombardment of TV shows, the bombardment within the music industry, all of that can be said as the reason for why they had done the things that they have done. That's all I'm saying, right? And so there's conspiracy theories running around, the urban neighborhoods as well. Can we use these same arguments? I sat around at night drinking. We do that, right? Smoke too, right? Too much and reacting to articles and sites given to me by Facebook algorithms, right? So that's what it was supposed to say in the on the top, but it didn't. I don't believe it said that. Let me go check again, right? Yeah, it didn't say that, right? Let's see. Algorithms. He wrote, as a result, as the result was shameful and not at all in detective of the person I am or have ever been. Right? Hold on, let me show you this picture. I mean, this is actually, I guess, the letter that he wrote. Right? The cumulative stress of all this caused me to start drinking far more and far harder alcohol than I ever have, right? Boom, boom, boom. Right. And so, that's the letter that he wrote. All right. The U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. patrol screenshot of the letter written by Capitol rioter John Robertson and filed in federal court, U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. Right? Robertson also said that while he doesn't dispute his actions that day, he did not go to DC intending to disrupt Congress, and that he had no interest in to use this his walking stick as a weapon. I don't know if he planned to use the walking stick as a weapon, but to say that he went to DC and he didn't have no plans to disrupt, anything, Congress, that shit sounds crazy. Right? You was getting all of this information, the get the vice president, and all of that stuff. Pence, right? These are the things that everybody came across and knew, right? You can't tell me that you did not go there to disrupt Congress, okay? In a court, and like I said, I've been on groups in what do you call this? Discord, especially. And on Clubhouse, I talk to white people. I don't got a problem. We have understanding. So I've been in their groups, and so I know what they promote. You're full of BS, right? In a court filing accompanying the letter, Robertson's lawyers requested a sentence of 15 months. Mr. Robert, like many Americans, believed the President of the United States was telling him that the election was stolen. He had never been political before, but the President was boasting that the election was stolen, and given his state of mind at the time, he believed it, the filing said. So you was under this hypnotic trance of the president. So, I mean, if anything, you were basically, admitting that the president, Trump at the time, right, Donnie Boy, as I call him, was the co-conspirator. Basically, he was, your Hitler per se, right? Not to, but that's just what I'm saying. He basically was your Fuhrer. He was telling you this is what you need to do because he was being robbed, and y'all loved him so much that y'all reacted to his message. I mean, unless you're saying that's a conspiracy theory too, and you was just there like everybody else. I don't know how y'all got there on that day is what I'm trying to figure out. It was never mentioned by any of them. That's what needs to come to the light. How did they know how to be there on that day? And like I said, with people like young Pharaoh, this needs to be answered. This needs to be coming to the light. Somebody needs to explain how this is logical that they knew how to be there on that day with somebody as himself saying, oh no, it was just an bombardment. How did you know to be there that day? You are a government official. You work for the government. We need answers, is all I'm saying. Everybody, I think, who's viewing this, that's what the number one question that should be asked. Next time, Congress goes in there, they need to say, hey, how did you know how to get there? Call all of those people back who was found guilty, all of those people who are going on trial still, and find out how did they know that day. and you'll get to the meat and potatoes of all of this. With that, I'm saying I'm out. Peace. This is Grand Strange. I'm Juice Wanna Politics as usual. Once again, hold on, let me throw up my ad, right here, right? And don't forget to check out Knock 'em Out the Box, Skelzy, my own personal book that is on Amazon books and other sites as well. Peace. We out of here. All right.